Hello students, good morning. Students, this is the lecture number 9 and the topic classification of division angiosperm. In previous lecture, we were study about the general characteristics of the angiosperms with some examples. Now students, here the classification of division angiosperm. As in previous lecture we explained the angiosperms further classified into two subcategories. What are that? The monocotyledons they are also called monocot, and dicotyledons also called dicot. Is that clear? So let's going to discuss about monocotyledons or monocotyledonei. Students, it includes, as angiosperms are, you all of you very well known that the kind of plants or trees which bears flower and seeds are formed which are enclosed inside the seed coat. So monocotyledon, it includes those flowering plants have a single R1 seed leaf. What is student? Seed leaf. The seed leaf are generally called cotyledon. In their seed, as for example, you take a paddy seed along with corn. When you unwrapped or removed the corn or covering portion of the paddy seed, then you observe there is a single rice comes out from the paddy seed, and you can repeat this process several times, and all times you find only a single seed in each paddy seed. Single cotyledon, single seed leaf in each paddy seed. This is called the seed leaf. It means the rice, the grains of rice you obtain, these are the seed leaves, are also termed as, in biological language, cotyledon. Is that clear? The cotyledons on germination, because their seeds are the inactive embryo of the plants, on germination it means when the embryo becomes active, it develops radical and plumule, the two parts. The radicals helps in the development of the root system, and plumules helps in the development of shoot system. So students, the seeds having a single seed leaf. Is that clear? What is the term seed leaf means? Are the cotyledon? I hope you clearly understand. The petals of flowers are trimerous. What is trimerous? As our hand have 5 fingers, then we can say it pentaphalangeous due to presence of 5 fingers in our palm. Likewise, when a flower contains only 3 petals, the colorful roll of the flower, then this is called trimerous. It is the term which is made up of two unite terms, tri and merous. Tri means 3 and merous means petals of the flower. Then such flowers are called trimerous flower. As you hear, for exemplification, here I draw a 3 or tripetalous, trimerous flower or arrangement of flower in rolls in a petals. This is a trimerous. Understood? Now students, the plants possess fibrous or advantageous roots. It means the monocots are the group of plants which always possess advantageous or fibrous root. As for example, this is the advantageous or fibrous roots diagram. Next is that leaf shows parallel venation. The leaves always shows parallel venation. Here I draw a banana leaf and a bamboo leaf. And what we observe in both leaves, the veins are just running parallel to the midrib, and all you can observe in the sugarcane leaves, in the maize leaves, as well as all kinds of grasses, you find there is the presence of parallel venation in their leaves. So all the monocots plants parallel venation in their leaves. Is that clear? Now students, and here is the bamboo. Bamboo is also a grass, the tallest grass of the world. Now vascular bundles are scattered in stem. In monocot, their vascular bundles are scattered. Here, with the help of this diagram, it is trying to express the presence of the vascular tissues in this transversal section of the stem. As per exemplar point of view, these are the green color you observe, the spherical shaped structures are xylem, and the blue dotted structures are the phloem. And you observe the xylem and phloems just scattered here and there in the vascular bundle or vascular tissues in the stem or transversal section of the stem. So students, these are the peculiar characteristics of the monocots or monocotyledons. Now going to take examples. Rice, it means paddy crop, maize, bamboo, sugarcane, jowar, bajra, ragi, quinoa, that is also called superfood, are the example of monocot. Beside them, all types of grasses are the monocot. Here is a seed of maize is also representing here, and you just observe this is a only single leaf or single seed leaf coated seed. Thus students, I hope you all of you understand the monocotyledons quite well. Now going to discuss about dicots or dicotyledons. It becomes very easy to understand after the studying of monocot about the dicot. How? Let's begin with us. It includes those flowering plants have two seed leaves. Here we observe single or one seed leaf, but here have two seed leaves are cotyledon in their seed. It's very clear. When we peel off a gram or a pea seed, what we observe? The gram or pea seed, after removing the seed coat, just turns into two lobes. These two lobes are seed leaves. What? Seed leaves. Or here you term the plural term seed. Leaves are cotyledon. Is that clear? This is the plumule in a germinating seed, and this is the radicule. Okay, we more study about this in the morphological characters of the flowering plants in the chapter. So the seed possesses two seed leaves. It means when we uncover the seed coat of the seed, we find two lobes in each seed. It means each seeds get divided into two lobes, equally or prominently half. Is that clear? The petals of the flower are tetra or pentamers. It means having four petals. The colorful row of the flowers are called petals. Having four petals in each rows or 5 petals in each rows. Here 1, 2, 3, 4. This is the 4 petals in the row, and here we take 5, 3, 4, and this is the 5. The arrangement of 5 petals in a row, hence called pentamers. Is that clear, students? The plants possess taproot. It means taproot system is found. What is taproot system? In taproot system, the primary root is somewhat main root because it is very stouty, thick in structure. And here the primary root is defined as a thick woody structure. And from the primary root, there are many secondary roots are arises from their lateral surfaces. And when these secondary roots further get branched, called tertiary roots. Thus, this is a taproot system, and the dicots possess taproot systems or taproot. Now, students, the leaves have reticulate venation. What? Reticulate venation. It means branch network-like veins are present, or net-like veins are arranged in the lamina of the leaf in dicot. Here is a mango leaf. This is the mango leaf. What you observe? This is the mid-rib of the leaf, and that are the margin, and this is the lamina, and there is the distribution of the branch. More and more branch veins in this laminar section, which appears green in color. And this is a leaf of, yes, peepal tree. You can very clearly observe the presence of these veins in the leaves. What is the function of these veins? These veins carries, yes, water and minerals, and also helps in the transportation of the water and minerals in plants. Is that clear? You can easily observe the presence of these branched or reticulated veins in the leaves when you just put the leaves in front of a incoming sunlight. Or you can just wrap the leaves in a mud for few days, and after that a mature leaf only, and after that when you remove the mud with the help of water very carefully, then you observe the remains of these reticulate veins can clearly found by you as a skeleton of the leaves. Is that clear? So students, the next and last peculiar characteristics in compared to the monopod, that is the vascular bundle arranged in ring. In dipod, the vascular tissues are arranged in a ring. This is the pig. This is the endospermic layer, and this is the stele. Around the stele, in outward direction, the presence of poem, and inward direction, the presence of xylem tissues are arranged. So this type of arrangement in the vascular tissues are known as the ring arranged vascular bundle. Now students, the example of the dipod, there are several examples in your surrounding. The gram, pea, groundnut, mustard, sunflower, spinach, radish, carrot, neem, mango, peepal, banyan. There are lots of examples can be found in our surrounding regions. Mustard is also dipod. Almond is also dipod. Cashew is also dipod. So there are lots of examples of dipod plants in from our surroundings. And the students, this is the complete section of the kingdom planting. But in this chapter, we have to also learn about the types of life cycle in plants. So we will meet in next video lecture with the topic the different life cycles or alternation of generation in plants. Thanks students for watching today's lecture.